welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams, where we talk about everything religious, spiritual, and metaphysical. Today we're going to do something slightly different. When I was researching topics for the channel that I wanted to learn more about or do on, my YouTube channel kept bringing up suggestions for pick-a-card tarot readings. And so I started watching several of them, and it was interesting because a lot of them kept saying the same things over and over again. And also, I ended up having a connection with it where I felt like I needed to be doing these. I'm not sure why that happened, but I felt like, okay, if I really, really feel this way, I need to do that. So today we are going to do a pick-a-card tarot reading. And it's going to be on what your angels, ancestors, God, the universe has to say. What they want you to know, what you need to hear right now. Just any kind of messages that are there. And we're going to do them and we're going to see what that's like. And hopefully you like it. And if you do like the video, please give it a thumbs up. That's really, really important. And if for any reason you would like to donate to the channel, I do have a PayPal link. It'll be in the description, as well as the timestamps for the tarot readings. And so we will see you there. Hello everybody, and welcome to our first reading. And it's going to be on or dealing with what your spirit guides or ancestors or God or whoever you look up to, what messages they have for you, what you need to know right now. This will be a timeless reading, so basically whenever you run across this video, it'll pertain to that time period. And if you don't know how pick-a-cards work, basically there's going to be, in this case, 5 piles, and you're going to pick one, or maybe 2 if more than one catches your attention or you feel drawn to. And then you would listen to the messages involved in that pile. So this would be pile 1, and pile 2, and pile 3, and pile 4, and pile 5. Now, each one of them has a stone I've put on each one, so that might be one way if you're drawn to a particular stone or whatever. Generally, it's not a good idea to go by the way it looks to you, but what your gut instinct's telling you, what's kind of pulling you from your gut. If it helps to close your eyes and meditate for a minute or think about it, and then look up and see where you're drawn to, but not based on looks or where the light's hitting or anything like that, but more of where you're being drawn to. Okay? So the first stone here is onyx. The second one is fire quartz. The third one is carnelian. The fourth one is hematoid quartz. And the fourth one is citrine. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and pause the video for a minute and give you a chance to figure out which pile that you're most interested or drawn to. And then we will start on pile 1. Alright, let's get started on pile 1. And our stone here is onyx. Now, onyx is supposed to be able to relieve your stress and grief. It can strengthen your self-control. It can help release sorrow. It can be used to end unhappy relationships, or it can help sharpen your senses. Okay? So, let's see what kind of reading we might have to go along with that stone there. Alright, first card here is the 8 of Cups. And the second card is the Moon card. We've got some emotions going on here. Alright, and then we got the 7 of Wands. And we got the Tower card. Interesting. Okay. And we also have the Death card. Wow. Alright. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles. and the Ten of Pentacles. All right, we're going to put those two together, I'm thinking. And then we've got the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Six of Cups. All right, now let me just think on this here for a minute, but I'm thinking I know kind of where we're going with this, and it kind of goes along with the stone we picked as well, because the onyx has to do with releasing sorrow, or maybe ending relationships, or getting over, grief or loss, or, helping with your self-control and things like that. And I think the cards that we have here really go along with that very well. We have a lot of emotion-packed cards here. We have several cup cards. We have the 8 and the 6 and the King. Okay, so we have quite a few cups. And those are always dealing with your emotions and your heart, your intuition, your subconscious mind, what's going on there. And having kind of a mixture here, we have the 6, which is kind of a joyful little card. You've got the two little kids, and they got their cups, and they're full of the little flowers they've been picking, and you've got the water running in the background there in their home. So it's a very, cheerful kind of, almost a happier time, maybe going back to your childhood kind of thing. And then we've got the 8, which is a woman, and she's got her cups, but they're kind of being dropped because she's got somebody walking away from her, and she's kind of crying or upset. So it's almost like somebody she really cares about has walked away or is gone now. Maybe it's a husband, he's left her, maybe he's passed on, or he's gone in some way. So that would be emotions, and that would definitely go along with the onyx. And then we got the King. Now the King is, like the pinnacle of the emotions. He sits on these rocks here with all of these waves and everything, and he's got this strength, and he's got his cup in his hand, and he's full of strength. So what I kind of see with these cards here is maybe you've gone through some sort of loss or emotional upheaval, and the Tower card kind of shows that too, along with the Death card. It means something is ended. It doesn't necessarily mean somebody's passed on or died, but it's an ending, and it's a big change going on, and something that's emotional, and something that you're going to need your strength to get through. But the Tower is full of strength. You can do it. We've got the Moon card that kind of goes along with this too, because the Moon card's definitely full of emotions and all. But in a lot of ways, it shows that you can get through it, because she has the strength to deal with these emotional upheavals and so forth. And so does the King of Cups. So you're going to have that strength to get through whatever's going on right now. It might be a little hard and a little bumpy at first, and it might be a big upheaval and change, but you're going to have the strength to get through it. And I think that's where these Pentacle cards and these Wand cards kind of come into place, because you have 3 Wand cards. You have the 5, 7, and Queen. Now, Wands always deal with your spirit and your passion and your creativity and your energy. And so I kind of see that as you need to put your creativity and your energy and your passion towards something, utilizing what is going on with your emotions right now. Turn that towards something positive. Turn that towards something good. Use this energy that you have with these wands. 5, once again, is a change card. 7 shows quite a bit of labor and having to do something. They're trying to hold up the banks here of the river. But then you got the Queen, and she's kind of like the king. She's got the strength and the power of her magic and her passion to go on there. So you get through the change, you get through the hard work, and then you've got the Queen who's going to be strong and there. And it's going to bring you. And then that leads us to the 2 Pentacle cards we have, which is the 4 and the 10. And those are 2 great cards for this reading, because you got the 4, which is stability. 4s are stable. So he's got what he needs. He's got his feet on a couple of them. He's holding one. He's got one on his head. So it means you're going to gain something from this emotional turmoil, and then putting your emotions and your intuition and your strength and energy and creativity and passions to work, you're going to get something. Maybe monetary, maybe not. It doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. It depends on what this emotional upheaval has to deal with. But it could just mean you're going to come out of it more stable, more secure, and better. Okay? And then that's where the Ten of Coins or Pentacles also comes in, because the 10 is kind of the completion of it all. You've done all the work, you've gone where you've needed to, and now you've kind of completed the task and the journey. So I see that as all kind of, going together. You've got your emotional upheaval and everything that's going on, maybe right now or recently in the past. Then you have you putting your energies and your passions and your creativity into something, and then you're going to reap whatever rewards, emotional or financial or whatever other way that it's going to come about. Now, we've got some oracle cards here, so we'll go ahead and maybe pull one or two to see if we can get a little bit more, but I think this is pretty clear cards here. It really worked out very well, I think. Telling us a lot of good story here. So let's see what the oracle card might have to say. If we get one soon. Whoop, we got one. Lake stillness. Okay. That just once again goes along. It's got the water there, so it's a very much emotional card once again. But I think it shows, okay, you've got this upheaval and all, but then it can turn into stillness. You can be calm, take a deep breath, get through the emotions, and then work through the turmoil and go from there. Because the stillness is important. Maybe meditate. Maybe use some of the One's energy to meditate and pull in your emotions and your passions that way. That could be a very good way to get through this of what's going on in your life right now, okay? And then we've got some charms here. I always think those are kind of fun to just kind of pull out and see if there's any little extra messages we got going on. So we'll just pull a few here and see what we got. Oh, we got lots of cards pulled out with that one. Wow, okay. Lots of little playing cards here. Okay. Once again, a couple of swords energies. And we got the 10 of Wands. And we got the Queen of Swords. And then the Ace of Diamonds, or Pentacles in this case. Okay, so those once again kind of go along with what we were talking about here. We've got the Queen of Wands again, which I think that very much shows you're going, if you take in that feminine energy, that, and you don't have to be a female to do this, but take in that feminine energy of your power, your creativity, your passions, and channel that into something positive, you're going to get a very good result from that. So I think that card definitely goes along that. And then of course we've got the 3 and 7 of Wands that just kind of go with the other Wands cards we pulled up earlier, which, 2 sevens. Once again, pulling up, doing the hard work, having it in there. So it just kind of all goes together. And then, okay, we've got the family charm. And what I'm pulling to on that is depend on your family. Use your family for this, because that's just really, really important. And we've also got a kitty and a key and a snake. I think the snake energy might have to do with some of the upheaval that's going on, for some of you anyway. I'm not sure that's for all of you, but I think the snake energy might have something to do with the upheaval that was going on. Maybe there was somebody who wasn't doing you right, was kind of snake-like, snake in the grass kind of energy going on. Maybe there was something like that. And that's what I'm kind of getting, but I don't think that applies to everybody, but I think that's partly there. But over here we've got the key and the kitty, so, and the family, and those all go together. Your family and your pets and the things that mean something to you are the key to your success here. That's kind of what that's saying. It just kind of flows right together with everything else we've talked about here. So I think this is a great reading. I'm so excited for this that it's saying so much great there. I think that's all we've got to say for this one. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up because that really helps out the channel a lot. Share with your friends. Maybe they can get something out of one of the piles. And if you would like to donate to the channel for any reason whatsoever, there will be a PayPal link down in the description. And we will see you next time. Welcome to pile 2. And we've got our fire quartz here. Now, fire quartz generally, it's a stone that vitalizes your energy. It's used for solving practical but not mental problems and enhances your motivation and enthusiasm. It purifies negative energy and it enhances your courage and your will. Okay? So that might have something to do with what we've got here. So let's take a look at what cards we've got. All right. Well, it looks like we've got the 6 of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the King of Wands. Wow, we got all different kinds of suits going on here. Oh, we got the Fool. I don't like that. I always like to call him the Traveler, actually, because I always think Fool kind of denotes something negative, and that's not necessarily true with that card. We have the 5 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. And then we have the King of Wands. Got 2 of those. That's interesting. And it looks like we have the Page of Cups. Wow, lots of cups going on here. Put those together. And I'm going to put my 2 kings together there. Okay. And the 9 of Wands. Okay. Lots of wands and cups going on. The 2 of Swords. The 9 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Cups. Okay. I'm going to think about this for just a minute and see what kind of energy we got going on here. Well, the cards that are kind of popping out at me just really quick here is the Wanderer and the 10 of Cups. They're very bright and cheerful cards. The 10 of Cups. Cups are always dealing with your emotions, your heart, your relationships, other things like that, your subconscious. And I always thought of the Wanderer. He's in this circle here, and he's like going to go flying over, almost over this cliff, but he's kind of got the other side here, so he can do it. He can get through it. But he's an adventurer. He's the one willing to go out there and do things. And then the 10 of Cups cards here, we've got this family. You know, they've got everything they need. They got this rainbow, and it's full of cups, and they got their family playing out here, and they've got each other. And so I kind of see where you need to use your adventure side, you need to be willing to take a chance and go on. And I think if you do, I think it's going to be a really good thing. We've got a lot of emotions going on here with the cups, quite a few here. We've got the Knight and the 2 and the 5 and the 6. So lots of cups going on, you know, along with the 10 here. But I think that just kind of shows that there's an emotional kind of journey that you're on, something emotional that you're thinking of and that's going on. But you need to use your energy for this, not so much your emotions. You need to use your energy. So you have all these emotions going on, but I think your energy with the Fool and your Wands cards, because we have lots of Wands, including the 2 Kings, but we have the 2, the 9 of Wands, and I think all of those are exceptionally important. We got the 2 of Swords. The Wands cards, the 9 and the King, the 2 Kings, I think that is showing that you need to use your energy, your vitality, your mind, okay? It's important that you, it needs to be practical, okay? I think it needs to be practical, but it needs to be your mind, it needs to be your intellect and your ideas and other things, not so much your emotions. It can't be an emotional thing. You need to use your mind and your strength that way to take a chance, go on an adventure, do, whatever. It depends on what this is pertaining to. It could be almost in anything. It could be in a relationship. It could be, I kind of got a feeling it's more business related. It's more work related. And maybe you're needing to use your skills and your mind to start a business and do something that way. And I think if you do, it'll come out very well because you got the Nine of Pentacles here, and the Nine is almost a full completion. And Pentacles are very earthly energy. Um, they deal with your body and business and your health and things like that. So I really feel like if you use your mind and other things, you got the King here twice, which is great because he's got it. He's in charge of his mind, and he's going to use his mind to rule his kingdom and do what he needs to do. And that is what you've got to do. You've got to use your mind, your intellect, your ideas, and other things, and then go with it. Use the energy of the traveler and form that. And I think that's going to get you where you need to go. Okay? That's really important because we've got all these emotions over here, and I think the emotions can be good in this, but you can't be too emotional about it. You can't follow just your emotions. You need to follow your mind and what you're doing. You need to pay attention to what your practical side is telling you and what your mind is telling you to do. And not so much, and I'm not saying don't follow your heart because I always think you should do that. But I feel like don't be so emotional about it. Be a little bit more practical. Be a little bit more, on the side. And that's kind of where, we've got the couple of swords cards here too. And I think that these have to do with your anxieties and your worries. You're starting to be anxious about whatever this is. It's starting to where you got the one and the two. The one is the starting of the anxieties and all that, but the one is also the beginnings of good things, and it's also the start of good things. And I think that kind of goes along with the traveler card here. But the two, she's blindfolded and she has the two of swords, so she's still heading towards this journey, but she's blindfolded. She's not sure where she's going to go. She's not sure how it's going to work out. And I think that's kind of where you're at. You're starting on this, you're really anxious and nervous, you're worried, you're not sure how it's going to go, and I think that kind of goes along with the emotions that you're feeling in too. But with the Ten of Cups here, it's going to work out okay. It's going to be all right. You just have to stay grounded, focused, not let your emotions, don't get carried away with your emotions, okay? We've got some oracle cards over here, and we're going ahead and pull some here to see if there's anything that will help clarify this a little bit more, or maybe be a little bit more insightful. Excuse me. We've got rain, purification, but I feel like I need to pull another card here, so see what else comes out here. Well, maybe not. Let's see if one pops out soon. Alright, oh, got that one. Okay. Okay, both of these are water-related cards. We've got Rain Purification and Whale Breach. They are both water-oriented. One is, you've got the rain, you've got, once again, emotions, things pouring down on you, worry, anxiety. But then you've got the whale. And the whale is coming up through the water and soaring towards the heavens, and he's breaching the obstacles and the other things. And so I think this goes right along with what we've been saying. You've got these emotions, you got this rain, you got this worry, you got this anxiety, but then if you get past that and go on, you will be the whale that will breach through and carry on and reach towards the sky and get what you need. Okay? We also have some charms here. I always think it's kind of fun to pull out a few charms and see what they might have to say and kind of go along with this a little bit. They're always kind of fun. So we'll just pull a few out here and see. Okay, well, we got some letters here. Ted. Maybe there's a specific Ted here, or they can mean letters to start with something, or if you can make other words out of T, E, and D, they might mean that, so they might mean something specific to you. We've got the rabbit. I was looking at his watch. He's kind of like the Alice in Wonderland type rabbit. And we got helping hand. And we also have a frog. Okay, that's awesome. All right, I kind of see the rabbit as you're going to be going down a rabbit hole. You're not sure where you're going. You might go on a little journey that you're just not sure what's happening here. Might be a little crazy. It might be kind of a wild ride, but you're going to get there. And you helping hands. I like that because I see it, actually in this case, I see it more, rather than a helping hand, more of using your hands. And I think this is going along with your ideas here. Maybe whatever it is that you need to work on or do, it has something to do with your hands, or working with your hands, or doing something manual. That may not be for everybody, but I kind of think that. And the frog here, frogs are always, actually I'm kind of seeing like the frog prince, like, you kiss a frog and it turns into a prince or something. So I'm kind of seeing that something starts out as kind of just, ordinary or yucky, or in some cases, some people think of frogs as being warty or whatever, but then it blossoms into something really good and better when you least expect it, or when you need it to. It's going to be a nice, wonderful prince, grow up to be something great. So that kind of goes along with the Ten of Cups. It's going to blossom into something really great. Okay, I think that's probably about all we have for pile 2. It was relatively straightforward. If you liked it, leave some comments. That would be great. Give it a thumbs up. That's really useful. Tell your friends about it. Maybe there'll be a pile here that it would be useful for them to read and look at. And if you ever decide you want to donate to the channel, there will be a PayPal link in the description, and that would be greatly appreciated. And we will see you next time we have a reading. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Okay, we have our stone here, carnelian. And this stone releases sorrow, envy, fear, and apathy, and rage. It gives you energy and pep in your life. It helps a person find your inner strength. It helps guard against poverty. And it's said to increase your appetite. So, okay, let's see what cards we have and go with that there. Let's see. We have the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Cups, okay, the Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, Karma, the Sun, oh wow, okay, the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Cups, oh, another 7, okay, and Temperance, put her there, the Ace of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. All right. Wow, okay. Wow, okay. What I cards that draw me here are the Cups cards. We have an ace and 2 sevens. And, 2, that's like doubled up. So we've got the ace is always dealing with beginnings and starting of things or newness. And cups, you deal with your heart, your emotions, your relationships, your intuition, uh, your subconscious mind, that kind of thing. So, and sevens are considered a lucky number by quite a few uh, different societies. And in this case, both of these sevens cards show a lot of abundance and good things going on here, because you've got this girl, she's kind of flying in the air with this wonderful butterfly kite, and she's got all of her cups trailing behind her, and she's super happy. You've got the 7 of Cups here with the magician type guy with his cups, and they all have different cool things in them: butterflies and rainbows and fish and a castle and basically everything you would want. Some of each portion of life in each cup. So, he has everything. So emotionally, this sounds really good. Now, we do have a couple of swords cards that usually deal with anxiety and some other kind of trials and tribulations going on. But what I see with these, once again, we have an ace. So it's showing beginnings of anxiety, beginnings of things, but we've got the 10, and that's a completion card. And this card, I think it shows more of your anxieties and fears and other things that have been going on that you've been worrying about having in your mind, and that are going on in your life. The trials and tribulations basically are going to be over now. They're going to be complete. This guy's got all these swords in his back, but all of his worries and everything are done now. There's nothing left. There's no battles to fight. There's no anxious worries to do. There's nothing else. You've got an owl looking on, so you can be much wiser after going through all of this. So I think that these cards mostly lead to, okay, you've had some anxieties, you've had some fears, you might even still have some small ones left over, but they're complete now. They're done. Now we're moving on to the better things, to the emotional happiness in life and what you need, and also possibly some good, possibly money or other types of things, because that kind of leads us to the Pentacle cards here. We've got the 6, 9, and 10 of Pentacles. And these cards all deal with balance, abundance, having everything you need, your wish being fulfilled, that kind of thing. Because we've got the 6 here. You've got this guy, he's older, he's wiser, he's got money, and he's going out and he's giving out alms to the poor, basically. And you've got the guy with the 9. He's got his grapes that he's picking. He's got his full harvest. He's got his pentacles kind of above and below here. So he's got all of those. The sun's shining. So he's done all this work, this hard work, and he's now getting the harvest from it. And then we've got the 10. And once again, a 10 is a completion. So it's like, okay, you've gone through the different stages now, and then there's this completion. Look, they've got this wine and nuts, acorns, and all their coins around them. They're kind of a little farther along in age now, so they've gone through their things, and now they're able to just celebrate and have what they want. So that goes really well with these other cards, with your emotional happiness and possibly worldly happiness or possibly financial happiness. It's not always financial in this case, but I think in this case, I think it kind of goes more that direction, that you're going to be financially and emotionally happy with what's going on in your life. And the Sun card and the Karma card go right along with that too, because the Sun, he just brings out rays of sunshine. He's got this beautiful white horse, and the sun shining on. The sun gives life, and when it's out, we feel happy, and it gives us everything we need that way. So that's there. And then karma, I kind of feel like this kind of thing is maybe something that you deserve. It's coming to you because you've gone through what you've needed to, and now you're going to deserve it. It's coming to you because of different things. And the Temperance card, she's another emotional card because she's with the water here, and But she also is getting the water that she needs and pouring it into her cup. So once again, it all has to do with your emotional and physical needs and wants coming to what you need. Just kind of this balanced, tempered. It's not, going crazy one way or the other, kind of like swords would. So in this case, I think we're seeing some really good positive changes in your life. Some really good things coming, or that you're in that direction already. I think that's what we've got here. So don't be worried about the anxieties and all that, the troubles that you've had, the things you've had to worry about, the things that might be holding you back. They're going to get washed away now with the sun and your karma and the river flowing of temperance. And it's going to go on, and you're going to have your emotional happiness, and you're going to have the startings of it, and then the more fruition of it, and then possibly your well-being, either your health or your wealth or abundance in any way that's important to you. Okay, so we've got some oracle cards here. We'll go ahead and pull one out to see if got any other messages that might go along with this or not. In case there's anything. Oop, there we go. What do we got here? Desert Vision Quest. Okay. I think for some of you, this is a specific message that you need to stop and take a few deep breaths and not let these anxieties and all get to you. Kind of meditate, go on, not a vision quest literally necessarily, but do some solitude, do some soul thinking, do some thoughts on what's been, going on in your life. And that will help you move towards these things here that you need. Okay? And we also have some charms here. We'll pull out a few of those and see if we get any other little quips. Oh, got 3 here. What did we get? Oh, we got a comb and an S and a beautiful fairy. Okay. Fairies, their connection to your ancestors or your spirit guides, whatever, that's that realm, and they're just kind of saying, we're here, we're seeing, we're watching, we're gonna flitter from flower to flower and help you get what you need, and we're here to support you. And a comb, I see that as, back in the day, combs used to be kind of expensive, and people would only get them that could afford them. Otherwise, they kind of, use cheap things or other things to do it. But this one's very fancy. It has a nice bow and other stuff on it. So I see this as more going along with your abundance here. Just, something every day that people are like, oh, it's just a comb, whatever. But this just means you're able to have the luxuries that you need and to help make you feel better, because brushing your hair and feeling good about when you're in good grooming shape, it makes you feel better about yourself and good, and that goes along with the emotional things we have going on here. And the S, that could deal with, I kind of go with the sun card here, S, more coming out, or it could be an initial of somebody important or something important that's going to go on here. So that kind of is individualized depending on what's going on there. Okay, I think that's all we have for pile 3. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you can find out when we have any other things come up. You're welcome to comment on the channel. If you'd like to donate to the channel for any reason, we'll have a link in the description for PayPal. And we will see you next time. Hi everybody, and welcome to pile 4. And we've got our stone here, which is a hematite quartz. This is a powerful grounding crystal. It can assist in polarizing opposites of emotion and thought. It can be used to manifest dreams into reality. It transforms negative into tranquility and clarity. It's useful in the treatment of blood disorders and helps strengthen your liver function. Okay, let's see what cards we got going here. We've got the Hierophant and the Lovers. Ooh, okay. And we've got the Four of Wands and the Nine of Swords. And we got the Sun card and the Six of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Actually, I believe, yeah, Knight. And the One of Pentacles, the King of Swords. Swords over here. And the Six of Pentacles. And the Karma card. And the King of Pentacles. Okay. I'm going to take just a minute here and see what kind of pops out at me. Okay. Got a couple of sixes here. Quite a few sixes, as a matter of fact. Because the Lover's card's also 6. So lots of sixes going on, which sixes are, they're kind of after the change. You kind of get a little bit more stable and grounded, a little bit more of what you've worked towards, because the 5 is the change and upheaval and all that. And now you've got the 6, because the 6 of Cups, you know, emotionally, he's doing really good here. There's a couple of, you know, kids looking on here. He's got his cups, but they're all full. So he's got everything, you know, and they got the army back here. But he's doing all good. And we've got the 6 of Pentacles. He's got enough that he's actually giving some coins to some children here. So, you know, he's doing well. He's got everything he needs. He's dressed really nice there, and he's got what he needs. And then the Lovers, you know, emotionally, they have each other now, and now they're being, you know, handfasted together, and they've got everything. So the 6s, I think, really kind of denote kind of getting kind of where you wanted to be, kind of, you know, stable and happy, and you know, things are good. Things are working out okay. You've even got the Ace and the King of Pentacles here, which, you know, they're very earthly energies. But then you've got these anxieties and emotions with the, you know, cups and stuff. And, you know, the Hierophant, you know, you've got somebody asking for wisdom. And the Hierophant, you know, has all that wisdom and that magic within them. And the King of Swords, you know, definitely has the magic going on, and the energy and what he needs. And so does the Knight, because, you know, actually, I believe this is the Page. This deck is kind of odd. It always shows the pages with knight helmets, which is weird. So this is actually the Page, but the Page has definitely got that energy. He's full of excitement and bringing news and energy, and even being of Swords, which is sometimes full of anxiousness. It's good energy. It's good anxiousness. So it's not, you know, worrying. It's not that kind of thing. And even the 9 here, she's running away from all these swords and bats and things. And you'd almost get, oh my gosh, you know, she's being terrified. She's got all these things, but all these swords are lined up. They're all there. They're stable, and she's able to get away. And she's scared and she's nervous, but she's able to get away, which is really, really important. So there's definitely some emotions here, but it's very balanced out with all the, you know, you got the Karma, and you've got the Hierophant. So okay, you've got these things here going on where really scared, really emotional, lots of, you know, maybe even negative energy going on and all, but then you've got all the good energy here. And with the sun, so it's very, very balanced. Everything here this whole reading is balanced. Everything, the four of wands here, they've got their tree house, and it's got, stable in this tree. This tree has been there for a very long time, and it's wrapped its branches around it, and that tree house isn't going anywhere. It's stable. You've got this relationship here that's stable in the Lover's card. So this whole reading is very balanced, very stable. And I think the messages that are trying to be conveyed here is right now, what you need to know is that things in your life are going to be even. Not too far one way, not too far the other way. It's going to be a very stable time. You might even be living your best life right now. Things are going well for you, and keep it up. Use your spirituality and your intuition to feel that in your heart, and you'll have the energy of the sun and your partnership with whoever your significant other is. It doesn't have to be a lover. It can be a business partner, or anybody else that you feel that kind of connection to, that is a partnership. You guys are doing something together. Get that stability from that person, but you've got this stable. You've got this home, this tree house, this home. You've got the cups, and your emotions are stable. You've got the pentacles. You've got the king of pentacles, and you're going to have what you want and what you need. All you have to do is just be stable in your thought and mind. Be balanced. Try to balance. I'm actually thinking health-wise for some of you. You need to be balanced in your diet and in your exercise and in your health. You need to bring balance to your life. Not be too overly emotional. Not be too overly analytical. So bring balance in your mind, in your emotions, in your heart, and in your physical body. That's really, really, really important for so some of you. That's very important. You need to bring balance into your diet, your exercise, your physical being, because that's very, very important, along with your emotions. And for some of you, you need to bring balance into your relationships, because that's where it's at. You need to not be too emotional. Don't get too carried away. Don't go one way or the other. Don't go too far one way, too far the other. Don't be jealous. Don't be angry. Don't be worried. Don't be overly smothering. That kind of thing. Be balanced. Be stable. When you are, you will have everything you need. You will be perfectly happy. Things are going very well. Sorry about that. My little ones walking all over. Okay, we've got some oracle cards here. I think we're going to pull some, because I think we got some more messages that need to come through here for at least some of you. I've been pulling oracle cards for all of the readings, but I think this one particularly, I think there's somebody specific or someone specific that needs to hear something from this. So let's see what we got here. Oh. Mountain strength. Okay, I think what that's trying to say is be strong. It's important to be strong. Be that mountain. Be that rock. And that's in your relationships. Be that rock for whoever. There's somebody who needs you to be a rock. And that's important. And you do that because they need that. I don't know who that's for specifically, but for some reason I feel like that's something that somebody needs to hear. That's really important. We've got some charms here. We'll pull out a few of those and see what little bit we might have to say about that. And we got a few. Okay, we got a 5, a T, butterfly, an L, a That's to my initial. We got the Ten of Spades and the Queen of Diamonds and balloons and the musical instrument, kind of a layer here. All right. This denotes happiness. This denotes, once again, things are, for a lot of you, things are going really good in your life. You're very happy. You're free. You got the dragonfly and the butterfly and the balloons. That's all very signs of airiness and happiness and just once again, living your best life. This is what pops into my head. Living your best life. We got the initials T and L. That could be initials for specific people. Could be you. Could mean something specifically. I also see the L as meaning love. So once again, that might have to do with your love partner. The 5 denotes change. So for some of you, there could be some change going on, but it's a positive change. It will bring about the stability and the happiness that you want. If you're going through that change, you're going to have the stability and happiness. And this layer just kind of reminds me of some of these old-fashioned cards. You know, they'd be playing musical instruments, and I kind of put that with the Lover's card there. Music, once again, joy, happiness, bringing about what you need. And we got our 2 cards here. The Queen of Diamonds, you know, diamonds, girl's best friend. Maybe some of you are going to get engaged, maybe. I kind of see that. I'm kind of seeing that's where the diamonds come from. Some of you, that's who you are. You're going to get engaged. You might get a diamond. And then the Ten of Spades, that's your mind, your intellect and ideas, and you had some other 10 cards energy, not 10s, but you had some energy. 10s are always kind of the end of the journey, end of, you know, what you were going on. So I think that kind of goes with the Queen of Diamonds. I think what you've been wanting for is finally coming to, you know, to fruition. It's finally ending. It's finally what you've been wishing for in your mind is there, or it's coming very, very soon. So it's there. It's coming. So once again, living your best life, having your happiness, you know, getting what you need, being happy and balanced, and that's what I see for this pile. I think that's probably about all we're going to have for that. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you know anybody who you could share this reading with, do so. That'd be great. If you ever want to donate to the channel, there will be a link in the description. And we'll see you next time. Hello, Pile 5. Welcome. And we've got our citrine stone, which is one of my favorites. It cleans auras. It detoxifies the body. It aids in tissue regeneration. It's an excellent cleanser. It helps increase sales of a business. It promotes clarity and new thoughts. It helps cleanse and purify your digestion. And it will give love and joy to the owner. So, very positive stuff. I love that one. Okay, let's see what kind of cards we have here. Ah, the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, okay. And the 5 of Swords. Ooh, and the 10 of Swords. Goodness. Okay. And the 6 of Swords. Wow. Swords energy going on there. And the 9 of Pentacles. The 2 of Swords. More swords. Wow. The 3, which is the Empress. And we've got the World card. Okay. And the Queen of Cups. The Empress again. Okay. Put the 2 Empress cards together. And the Ace of Swords. Wow. Okay. I see a lot of anxiety going on here. There is so much anxiety going on, it's overwhelming, the reading, and there's no reason for it. None, because we've got two Empress cards here and the Wheel of Fortune in the World. And the Empress she has the magical energy. She has the intuition, the emotion, and everything she needs to basically just deal with the world. She's pregnant. She's got new life coming. She's she's there, and there's no worry involved with this. She's got it. She's got this. Okay? And I really see that as you. You've got this. There's no need for all of this worry going on and this anxiety, and because there is so much going on here. You've got the 1 and the 2 and the 5 and the 6 and the 10 of swords, and that's so full of anxiety and your mind, your intellect, you're just things are just going through your head over and over and over and over again. And you're worried about the future, and you're worried about what's going on, and how you're handling things, and what's going to go on. And there's no need for that. Use your power, your power of creation, and what you've got in your mind, and then you've also got the Queen of Cups, and she is full of emotion as well, but she's good emotion. She's got what she needs. She's sitting here on the beach. She's got her shell chair. She's got her cup in her hand, and she's got everything. And she's got this beautiful sky. So you've got a lot of powerful energy with the Queen, the Empress cards. There's so much powerful energy if you tap into that rather than the anxiety. That's what you got to do. You've got to tap into this energy. That's very, very, very important, because you are full of this wonderful, life-giving energy. This, I can't think of the right word I want to say, but it has to do with, it's not so much getting everything you want or abundance or anything like that. It's more of creative energy. It's more of, you can create your reality. You can create things right now. That's what you need to be doing. You need to be creating things. And that creation is good. It's going to be good for your life. You've got the Wheel of Fortune and the World card. You'll have the world in your hands, and fortune will come your way, if you use this creation power that you have. Don't let your worries and anxieties get you down. Don't let them overtake you. They don't need to. You've got way too much powerful intuition, creative energy going on here, that you don't need that anxiety. You've got way too much goodness going on here. And when you tap into that, all of these other emotional, sort of anxious cards can just go away. They can disappear, because you can tap into this wonderful energy you got. And you need to be creating. That's extremely important. You need to use your emotions to create, rather than destroy or worry or sit and stew and be negative. Don't use your imagination to sit and worry. Don't, your imagination can take you all kinds of bad places. You don't want that. Don't use your imagination for that. Use your creativity and your imagination to create something. That could be writing. That could be a channel. That could be a business. That could be telling stories to your children. It could be any kind of creative endeavor that you feel really positive and good about. That's what you need to be focusing on. That's what you need to be doing. And then that's where the Wheel of Fortune and the World cards will come in. We also have the Nine of Pentacles, and she kind of, once again, it's another powerful energy, another powerful feminine energy. You don't need to be female to have the energy. It's just you tap in to that creative energy, because I feel like she has been creating, she's got, all of this earth type things, grapes and things that are growing around her, and then that's where the pentacles come from. They're earthly, um, worldly, but they come from the creation, uh, creating from the earth and all that. So all of these deal with that creative energy and that powerful feminine creative energy, and that's what you need to be tapping into for sure. That's where you've got to go. Okay, we've got some oracle cards here, and I'm going to see if any of them pop out that can kind of go along with this. Ooh, okay, wolf instinct, Milky Way perspective, ancestors, music, and river. Normally I would never pull this many cards out, but they all flipped over at once. And the more I went with them, the more they all seemed to go and be perfect. So they're all needed to be said. Got music and harmony. Once again, creation, imagination, create things, create music, create harmony, create something. You got your ancestors in generations. Use your ancestral powers. That all goes with this other energy. All of that flows through us as we're born. We get a lot of the powers from our ancestors. And this reading deals a lot with our ancestors or spirit guides or other people and what they might be pulling forward to us. So pull on that power, that creative power. Your ancestors have a lot of creative power and energy, and they're asking you to pull that and use it. You got your Milky Way, your perspective, and what I see with that is Milky Way is very much an imagination kind of thing, because I always think of science fiction and the Milky Way is the universe. It's infinite. It's out there. The Milky Way itself is not infinite, but it's out in the universe, which is infinite, and that'll give you perspective. So think about the Milky Way, meditate, go out and think about your life or what you're working on or whatever, and meditate on the stars or think about the stars, and you'll get your perspective that way. Use your instinct. Wolves have great instinct and know where they need to go, and use your instinct for this creative energy. That's very important. Don't go with this sword energy. That's not your instinct. That's just your worries and fears coming through. That's not your instinct. Okay, so follow your instinct on there. And then river and movement. Rivers denote life and energy and creativity because they're water, and movement. So use that creativity to move and go on. It's a very powerful. Rivers can forge the Grand Canyon. They're very powerful energy. So tap into that earth energy. Tap into that emotional energy you have. Tap into that ancestral energy and that feminine intuition, and use that to create, because that's going to be really, really important. We've got some charms here. Why don't we pull out a few of those? See if that kind of goes along with what we're dealing with here. Oh, we just pulled out a few. Oh, we've got these wonderful birds. Are kind of like kissing doves. And we've got the horse head and the number 9. Okay. This 9 goes along with this 9 of Pentacles. I think that's just reinforcing that you've got this energy, and then you use the earth energy, and then the abundance, or not necessarily abundance, but the things that you need to create, you'll be able to create. She's created all of this by using that earth energy. And the horse is definitely, along with the birds here, they're animal energies, and they kind of go along with the wolf. Animals are very instinctual. Birds kind of deal with your dreams and your intuition and that kind of thing. And then the horses are a little bit more full of, I always think of horses running like in a race. And they have pinned up energy, and they're powerful and strong, And so I see that going along with these powerful cards. This horse is very powerful. It can get to where it needs to go very quickly. And then you got the birds, which, the imagination and your dreaming, which you need to do. You need to follow your imagination and your dreams and follow that. And horses also kind of denote you ride them to get where you need to go. They make life easier. They're used as work animals, or at least used to be used a lot as work animals in the past. And so basically, nature can get you where you need to go. Use meditation, use, following into the Milky Way, using your meditation on the stars and other things. And that'll get you where you need to go, and your ancestors will definitely help you out in that. Use them because they're there for you and they'll be there for you. Okay? I think that's all we have for group 5. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any positive or negative, if you're negative, at least try to be nice, because other people read this and we need to put positive energy into the world, not negative. But if you have something to say that's not quite as positive, then put it in the comments as well. But please put all your comments and thoughts and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to donate to the channel, I have a link in the description, and we will see you for the next reading.